Out in Acadia Parish where two people are dead. It happened right there along the White Oak Highway north of Rayne. Deputies responded to reports of gunshots in the area, and that's when they found the bodies of Deshayla Ardoin of Mamou and Glenn Keithan Robertson of Opelousas inside a vehicle.
I'm scared. Babe! Babe! Put that window up! You're recording! Put that window up! Babe, stop playing! Babe! Babe, just go! Go!
Titanic! That's a bad brother. Make some noise for Titanic, y'all.
They just burned! They stop sound! Stop loud!
12th, 2024. What should have been one of the most memorable nights of her life tragically became her last. Deshayla Ardoin, a vibrant and beloved 17-year-old senior at Mamou High School, was looking forward to attending her homecoming dance. She had just beaten cancer and was ready to celebrate the life she fought so hard to keep. But that night, a horrifying turn of events would end in tragedy. Deshayla was on her way to her high school's homecoming dance with her boyfriend, 21-year-old Glenn Keithan Robertson, also known as DJ Titanic. What seemed like an ordinary drive to a night filled with celebration ended in a scene of unthinkable violence. Deshayla and Glenn Keithan were found dead in their car on a lonely stretch of White Oak Highway in Acadia Parish, Louisiana. The Acadia Parish Sheriff's Office would later confirm what they suspected. This was a murder-suicide. Deshayla and Glenn Keithan had been in a relationship that, to the outside world, appeared affectionate and devoted. The two were often seen together, sharing moments on social media that portrayed a seemingly close bond. Glenn Keithan, a local DJ who went by DJ Titanic, frequently posted about their relationship, with captions like, "Me and you against the world," suggesting an intense connection. However, the age gap between them raised questions, particularly among those close to Deshayla, as friends speculated that Glenn Keithan may have struggled with possessiveness and jealousy. While Deshayla was a high school senior on the brink of adulthood, Glenn Keithan, already in his 20s, was in a different phase of life, and this dynamic may have created tensions behind the scenes. Investigators quickly pieced together the chain of events. Glenn Keithan Robertson, just 21 years old, had taken Deshayla's life before turning the gun on himself. But why? What could have driven him to commit such an unspeakable act on the very night his young girlfriend was meant to celebrate her homecoming? Even though the investigation pointed to Glenn Keithan as the shooter, the motive for this devastating crime remains unclear. What could have caused such anger, such pain, that Glenn Keithan would not only take his own life, but rob Deshayla of hers too? Those who knew them, family, friends, and schoolmates, were left searching for answers.
Here in this area on White Oak Highway, officials with the Acadia Parish Sheriff's Office tell me they are investigating a murder-suicide.
A truck pulled up right across the street. Happens all the time, literally every single day. It wasn't a truck that I've normally seen, but it didn't look out of place either. But they pulled up, I heard a couple of gunshots. Didn't really think nothing of it.
The Acadia Parish Sheriff's Office tells News 10 they received a call around 7 p.m. Saturday night of what appeared to be a murder-suicide. Branch resident Austin Bellard says he heard the sound of gunshots coming from a truck that pulled up near an area by White Oak Highway. He says he rushed to the area to see what was going on, but says what he found was disturbing.
Man that owns the land came out here. I went and meet him before the cops showed up. And it was just me, him, and my dad out there. Nah, I don't really want to tell you what I saw, but it wasn't good.
According to the Acadia Parish Sheriff's Office, information is limited because this is an active investigation. The identities of those involved in the murder-suicide have not yet been released. Bellard says his heart goes out to both families who are being affected by this tragedy.
I really feel bad for the parents, for both, actually. You know, I think I know, I can put two and two together about what happened, you know, but I really feel for both people's parents.
Authorities say this matter is still under investigation.
The next day, Mamou High School issued a heartbreaking statement. Please keep our students and staff, as well as the family and friends of Deshayla, in your prayers. Deshayla will always be remembered for her courage and bravery, her kind heart, and her beautiful smile. Her classmates returned to school facing the unimaginable reality that one of their own, someone they had laughed with, studied with, and shared dreams with, was gone forever. Deshayla Ardwan was known for her kindness, her courage, and her fighting spirit. Just a few months earlier, she had celebrated an incredible victory. She had beaten cancer. Her loved ones were relieved and hopeful that the future she once thought was in jeopardy was now bright again. A fighter in every sense of the word, Deshayla had plans and dreams. But those dreams were cruelly cut short that night, leaving a community in shock and mourning. The community shared their grief both in person and on social media. One post read, "She just beat cancer, and now this." It's hard to comprehend how someone could take her life like this after everything she had been through. The shock of losing a young woman with such a bright future left many in disbelief. Deshayla was more than a victim of violence. She was a daughter, a friend, and a survivor. She had already faced death and won. She had every reason to look forward to her future. But in a matter of moments, that future was taken from her. Despite the initial findings, authorities continue to search for answers. What drove Glenn Keithan to commit such a senseless act? While investigators confirmed there were no other passengers in the vehicle and no one else injured, the emotional wreckage left behind affects many more than just the victims. This tragic story raises important questions about emotional health and the warning signs of potential violence in relationships. If you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, it is vital to seek help. No one should live in fear, and may Deshayla's memory forever be a light to her family, her friends, and her community. And may her story remind us all of the importance of watching out for warning signs in relationships before it's too late. Let us all work together to ensure that no more young lives.
I'm about $1. What the fuck is 50 cents?